I've learned pretty quickly that the tough things in life are better when you don't face it alone. For me, the person who's been through it all, the ups, the downs, and everything in between, plus the guy you'll never miss in a crowd, is my husband, Zach, who thankfully is right there when I need him most. Zach, would you join me on stage?
Good morning, everyone. First, thank you for being here today and for supporting SARC. Standing in a room with so many people who care about this mission is incredibly important to our family. Our journey with SARC began several years ago when our son Royce was diagnosed with autism at age 4.
Like many parents receiving that diagnosis, we suddenly had more questions than answers. What does this mean for his future? Where do we even begin? And what made things so confusing is that Royce didn't show what we thought were the typical signs of autism. He was incredibly verbal, constantly talking and telling us every detail about how he was feeling. And as new parents, we assumed that meant everything was fine. But over time, he started developing behaviors we didn't fully understand. What we thought were his push-ups to be a strong football player in his crib turned out to be repetitive rocking. What we thought were big toddler tantrums were actually overwhelming emotional responses. And eventually, the rocking turned into constant stimming and head banging. My mother-in-law was the first to gently suggest that something was going on, and like many families at that time, we didn't know where to turn. Looking back now, a full decade later, the process was extremely overwhelming. We were told it would take nearly 1 year just to get evaluation, and then potentially another year just waiting to start ABA therapy. 2 years waiting during one of the most critical developmental periods of my child's life.
As parents, that was devastating. We felt helpless. We couldn't just sit and watch time slip away when Royce needed us most. So we made the decision to start therapy immediately while we waited for his official diagnosis. At the time, we were paying nearly $6,000 per month out of pocket for therapy. Way more than our mortgage. It was really a dark time. But when it comes to your child, you simply do what you have to do. And thankfully, a friend quickly pointed us towards SARC. We enrolled Royce in SARC's Jumpstart, a free parent training program that became the turning point for our family. The therapists didn't just work with Royce, they taught us how to support him at home, how to redirect behaviors, encourage communication, and break challenges into manageable steps. They also helped us navigate parts of the diagnosis we simply didn't understand. Things like insurance coverage, legal protections, and the services available to families once a child receives an autism diagnosis.
And for parents who are overwhelmed and unsure where to start, that type of guidance is invaluable. But those early years were still not easy. During elementary school, we still received daily emails from teachers describing disruptions, acting out, and times when Royce had to be removed from the classroom. Socially, things were also very difficult. For many years, Royce really struggled to connect with other kids and struggled to make friends. As parents, those moments were incredibly hard. Thinking back on those times, we worried constantly about his future. We hoped he would gain confidence, find friendships, and feel like he belonged. And that's where the theme of this morning, Hope Happens Here, really comes to life for our family.
Because hope is exactly what SARC gave us. Over time, with incredible therapists, teachers, and programs like Jumpstart, we began to see progress. Small steps at first, then bigger ones. We were also fortunate to find Archway Veritas, a school that partners with SARC. They don't just accommodate Royce, but they truly appreciate him for who he is.
And today, Royce is thriving. He's a straight-A student and has taken on leadership roles at school. He's an accomplished swimmer, is on track to be a black belt in karate, and he's a dedicated scout with the goal of reaching Eagle rank. And maybe most meaningful to us as parents, he now has a strong group of friends he interacts with every day. The boy we once worried about now walks into school confident, surrounded by his buds, and believing in himself.
Watching that transformation has been one of the most rewarding experiences of our lives. But Sark's impact on our family didn't stop with Royce. At 6 months old, we enrolled our daughter Nora in Sark's Milestone program to monitor her early social development. There were a few red flags, but we were able to address them immediately. And by the time she was 3, we enrolled her in Sark's preschool as a neurotypical student. Having grown up alongside her big brother, she already had a unique perspective on how people communicate and interact differently. Being part of Sark's preschool community deepened that understanding in beautiful ways. She developed strong communication skills, empathy, and lasting friendships with families who have become part of our support system.
Now in kindergarten, she is a confident little girl who often helps her classmates navigate social situations. One time she came home and said, "Mom, she told me she didn't want to be friends anymore, but I think she was just tired, so we're just going to try again tomorrow." Moments like that remind us that children grow up together in environments like Sark. Everyone benefits.
Raising children on the spectrum provides powerful lessons. We stop worrying about the small things. We celebrate every victory. And we recognize that while this journey comes with challenges, it also comes with incredible joy. Looking at that smile, I've never felt so much pride as I do watching him overcome challenges and achieve success. Sark doesn't just provide therapy, it builds a community where families, therapists, teachers, and advocates come together to help children reach their potential and recognize the incredible strengths individuals on the autism spectrum bring to the world.
For our family, hope truly did happen here. Years ago, we were a family searching for answers, 2 years waiting for services. But today, thanks to Sark, no child in Arizona will ever have to wait that long again. Today, Today we are a family filled with hope. That transformation didn't happen by chance, though. It happened because a community chose to show up. All of you are part of that story, our story. And because of you, there are countless more families beginning their journey who deserve the same hope we found. And one day, they will be on this stage sharing their stories of progress, confidence, friendships, and belonging. That is the power of Sark and this amazing community. Thank you.